Hello everyone. My name is Kern and my last name is Manchanda, as you can see, and I'm from the Kern Assistive Technology Center. And of course I'm speaking to a sign language interpreter. Hopefully everyone can hear okay. Hopefully. Well, and I wish I had a microphone, but actually the interpreter has my microphone, who's my voice for me today. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for setting everything up for me. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of your help, and I hope everyone will enjoy my presentation today. It's about video relay service, providing video relay service, VRS, to different individuals. And I've noticed that there are actually many different agencies out there providing the service. And so today I thought that perhaps maybe I would present about those different services, my perspective. That's my goal today. And just kind of it's kind of a light brown bag lunch meeting. It's pretty surfacey. It's not anything in depth. If you want to go in depth with any of this information, you can send me an email. Of course, like I said, I work for Kern Assistive Technology Center. I've worked there almost 7 years. I do have a video phone here at the office. It has a webcam. It's called a video phone. And I'll explain a little bit more in depth as to what I do at my job. But what I want to emphasize today is assistive technology. Everyone here is pretty familiar with the term assistive technology. Give me a moment here. I've got some things on my screen that are bothering me, so I've got to get this taken care of on my PowerPoint. So does everyone see the PowerPoint okay? Perfect. Great. What does assistive technology mean? Video phones are actually part of that. It's a communication assistive device. Actually, it's a visual device. It's a product for deaf individuals. It's called a video phone. It's part of assistive technology, and it's a service aid. It's a device, and this particular type of device is used to improve the functioning and the capability of people who have a disability. High technology, low technology, there's all kinds of assistive technological devices. I like to use assistive technology for that term. Here at the Kern Assistive Technology Center, what I do, I work for a private nonprofit agency. We have resources that we provide to the community in our Kern County area. And we serve about 80,000 individuals in the area, in our county. That's a lot of individuals with disabilities. So our goal is to spread the word about assistive technology to those individuals that could use the assistive technology. We provide access to technology resources, internet, assistive technology, also assistive technology devices. We have 13 centers around California, the state of California, and I've noticed that we've got some participants listed in those different areas. So what exactly do I do here? I'm going to briefly describe or give you my job description. I do assessments on assistive technology, and I also consult and help individuals with disabilities that maybe perhaps do not know what assistive technology devices would be best for them. So I kind of do an assessment on what kind of assistive technology would be best for them, perhaps what they might need, and I can suggest what devices are available to them and what might be a best fit for them. So I do an assessment on assistive technology for the individuals that we serve in this area. We keep very, very busy here. We're here in Bakersfield. We keep quite busy. You can imagine with 80,000 individuals that we serve, we do keep ourselves hopping. So we provide training to individuals that use the assistive technology. We keep them updated on new equipment that comes out, and we can train them on that new equipment. We also train them for employment, professional and deaf and hard of hearing, professional deaf and hard of hearing individuals. For example, Ubido Communications. It's a company that we can provide training through. We use them as well. There's no charge. We can loan out devices to individuals and their families. We have professionals as well. We also work with schools. There's no charge for our service. We give them a month, and if they need more time, we can give them a few more weeks, and after that, determine through an assessment whether or not things have been successful. And it's free. It's nice. Does anyone have any questions so far? No questions? We'll proceed. What I'd like to focus on today is a video phone that's provided through the Video Relay Service. The acronym is VRS. It stands for Video Relay Service. It's free. It's provided 24/7. Everyday communication services that are allowed for deaf and hard of hearing individuals or those with speech difficulty. To be able to communicate over the video phone, you'll communicate with hearing people, family members, business associates, and it's pretty much done in real time. It's through the use of a licensed interpreter. The interpreter must know American Sign Language. That's a requirement. This technology has been established since 2002, so we've had a long time. We're getting ready to celebrate 10 years here pretty soon. The similarities between a TTY relay operator and a VRS interpreter. You know, back when TTYs were used through a relay operator, it took a long time. Some of you participants may be familiar with that. You didn't have the patience to wait for what was being typed to be spoken. But video relay is actually very close to real time. It's nice. As you can see, my hands are moving, the interpreter is speaking in almost real time. The TTY relay operator was quite delayed. I actually have my TTY collecting dust here on my desk here, and I haven't used it for a long time. The TTY is nice as a backup emergency if the internet does go down. If we have a storm and it causes us to lose our connection through the internet, the TTY is nice to have as a backup emergency. And I'll show you what a video phone looks like here next. It's video relay service. I'm going to focus on 4 different providers. There's so-and-so Video Relay Service. There's Purple Video Relay Service, Snap VRS, and ZVRS. And I'll explain each of these service providers here in a minute. There are others, but they are very small businesses. I want to focus on the 4 large companies that provide this service. Anyone who is deaf or hard of hearing can apply to receive a free video phone. You must pick a video service provider. You can pick anyone you want. Whichever features you like, you can pick the service provider that provides the features that you prefer. You know, there's ZVRS, there's so-and-so VRS, but I prefer so-and-so because I think communication is a lot clearer, faster. They respond to their calls faster. ZVRS screens are smaller. Their picture is difficult to see sometimes. I prefer the logo that's used through so-and-so. And there's a variety of different screens that are used with each provider. So you can pick whichever provider you like. There's no charge. Each service provider is free. Now there are some, Snap VRS does charge you to purchase the tower. Once it's all connected, it's free. You just have to what's required for the login and the option for the next PowerPoint here. I'm going to explain to you how video relay service works so you can have a better understanding of it. So have a better picture of what it looks like. So you've got a deaf person who has a video phone. They make a call out. They connect to an interpreter. Then the interpreter connects to the hearing person that they would like to speak to, a family member, a business associate, or just a friend, anyone. So basically the interpreter interprets between the two. There is no go ahead or SK. There's no interruption in communication with that. So it's free flow communication, ongoing. You can travel, make a phone call, with a mobile video phone even. Now the video phone that is in the home per se, or the office cannot travel, but there are traveling video phones. I'll explain that more and what that means next here. But you must hook it up to a television set. Do you have any questions so far?
Hello. Is there anyone that has any questions about the video phone and the recent pictures that I have just posted? Hello. Are there any questions about the video phones and the PowerPoint slide that's just been presented? Any questions? Kevin, are there any questions? It seems like you might have one. Okay, I got it. I'll just go ahead and move on. All right. The video relay service requires a television. It doesn't matter what size it is. It doesn't matter if it's flat screen or a big back TV, whatever preference of the customer. High-speed internet is a requirement, or T1, T3, the phone line, that can be a DSL. But you must have an input. If you don't have an input for the high-speed internet, you won't be able to get a connection, and it won't be able to make calls. So you have to have that input. The deaf consumer is able to see the interpreter to the television, and they sign to the interpreter, and then the interpreter speaks to the hearing person and just relays the communication and the conversation flows. There's no delay, there's no wait, there's no GA or SK. Deaf and hard of hearing people can call to anyone in the United States, and there is no charge with the call. It's the high-speed internet, and it's already connected through the services there, so there's no charge with that. The video relay service can place calls to anywhere, local phone numbers as well as any international services. They have a direct video phone number and direct VP, if you're not sure what that means. It's just an 800 phone number. So if a hearing person would go ahead and call into that 800 number to the deaf or hard of hearing person, there won't be a charge. There won't be a fee for that hearing person calling to the deaf consumer. Direct video phone numbers are what's being used right now. I'm hearing that they might be getting rid of the 800 numbers. The FCC, you might be wondering what's going on with that, but that's really quite a long story. But the FCC funds the video relay services, so they must follow the regulations and the policies that are handed down by the FCC. And they're discussing maybe possibly getting rid of the 800 phone numbers, and I believe that's tentative date of August of 2012. But until then, they will be continued to be used. So when a hearing person calls to them, that local number, it might charge that hearing individual, but it will not charge the deaf individual or the VP user. Does everyone understand in following along? Rosemary asked me a question here, and she wanted to know what SK means. It means stop key, meaning that we're stopping communication. I'm done with the conversation. And that was used with the old-fashioned TTY. GA means go ahead, meaning we're going to turn take in the conversation, meaning I'm done with my comment, go ahead. All right. Thank you, Rosemary, for your comment and your question. The VRS calls are free in the United States. Of course, in local area. I place calls to Canada and India. I grew up in India, so I'm able to place those calls through the video relay service, and there is no service charge. My family lives in India, and we can talk for unlimited amount of time, 2-3 hours. As long as we have the high-speed internet, we're good to go. So VRS will take care of everything there. And the the video relay services will bill to the FCC of their monthly charge and their monthly rate. And I really can't go ahead and discuss in depth with the FCC and the regulations like that. So I'm just going to hit the surface points and move on. As well as emergency situations, you're capable to call 911 as well. If you're injured or hurt, you can call 911 immediately, automatically. You don't need to wait. It's instantaneously, within seconds. You can have your call placed. If a consumer had fell in the restroom or no one can hear them, there's no response, you can go and hit 911, and in less than a minute you'll have a interpreter on the line and an ambulance arriving within 3 minutes. It's pretty awesome, the response that we get from the 911, and I'm liking that that's a feature within the video relay service, for safety reasons. Now, the video phones have different features, and they're not limited features. They're consistent and ongoing features. They have call waiting, like we're on the phone right now, and if I were to get another call, I can place this call on hold, answer the other one, and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having a conversation on the other line. Can you hold on just a minute?" And then in return, click back over, finish our conversation, and then I'm able to click back over. Just like the hearing community has call waiting, it's the same idea. So it's equal access for the deaf community, and that's a pretty cool feature. There is a VCO, which stands for voice carryover. That means if someone is latently deaf or they have really good speech, but they can't hear that well, or they have a hard time hearing what's being said, they can use the video relay interpreter to give them what's being said in ASL, and they can respond in their voice to that hearing person. So that's how the conversation is relayed with a voice carryable call. Deaf people cannot use VCO. We would use the mode of communication that we're using now that the interpreter is voicing with me. But the VCO users do not need someone to voice for them. They can voice for themselves. So the acronym for that is VCO. And my wife, she actually uses VCO a lot. She prefers to voice for herself instead of having the interpreter do that for her. There are 2 different languages offered through the video relay service, English and Spanish. There are no other language available. If there's a customer that wants, for example, if an Asian customer calls and wants an interpreter who speaks Chinese, they only offer English and Spanish. So that's just a heads up for everybody. There is a light notificator. When someone comes in, it has a flasher. You can have it strobe. You can have it, there's different variations of how you want to have it notify you that there's a call. You can just pick one of the 8, or you can turn that feature off. And there also is a zoom feature. Sometimes the interpreter has a hard time seeing, so you can make the picture bigger or smaller, whatever the preference is, to make the communication go smoother. I mean, sometimes when they're farther away, you won't be able to see. And if the consumer has Usher syndrome, then they're able to fit that customer's needs with the zoom feature. And the TV must be bigger in that case, because the smaller TV just doesn't work in that situation. And the TV that I'm working is, I'd say it's an average size. And there is a screensaver as well. If someone were to call you and you would miss the call while you were out, you weren't home or whatever the case may be, and you missed 2, 3, 4 calls, there would be a screensaver that would pop up, notifying you that you missed 4 or 5 calls, and then you would be able to actually go in and see the individuals that the calls that you missed and call them back. This contact list, they're easy to navigate. It's phone numbers. Make sure you place the appropriate name with the phone number. You know, you can put in mom and dad, work, boss. You just put down the names or abbreviations that you like to use. You can even put businesses in there, AT&T or the local pizza place. The flasher light. There tends to be in conversations when the deaf person is talking and then they divert their attention. Of course you can't yell at them, so you have a flasher that gets their attention to let them know that that person is wanting to say something, or even the interpreter themselves is trying to get the caller's attention. Okay, the next slide here, it's the sign mail feature and how that works. Sometimes you're out, you're not at home, and I hear a person call to my home, and I'm not there, and if there's no answer, they can leave a message. It's a video message done through the interpreter, which they can be sent through the video phone. And I can get that into my pager or my video phone. And there's several places that can be sent to. While I'm out vacationing, if I get that sent to my pager that I missed a call and someone left a message, I can go ahead and click on that and get my message right there. And I don't have to, try to run back home or be worried about what the message has said. That's instantaneously sent to my pager, which is really nice. So if I wanted to delete it or keep it, it stays either 30 days in the video phone, and then if you don't delete it, then it'll automatically delete. Hold on just one moment for me. Rosemary, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, Tarun. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, can we go ahead and proceed? Do you want me to go ahead and continue?
Yes, you can. Sorry about that. Yes, you can go ahead and move forward.
Sign Mail. The video relay service has Sign Mail Purple, and Snap VRS has that feature. And I have the VRS because it's something that my wife uses, and we got it just to compare the services and to compare the different designs. It's user-friendly in the design, and I really love Thornton. It's easier for me, and it's also a mobile feature as well. Does anyone have any questions about the Sign Mail?
Tara, this is Rosemary. I have a quick question about the signed mail. For the signed mail, can that recipient also receive, like a message through their mobile phone, or is it just through, I guess, when they have to log in to their signed mail? Like, do they receive a text message as, stating that there is a message for you?
Oh, sorry, that was a big question. Maybe I kind of skimmed past that a little bit or jumped over it. The desk person must actually set up the sign mail feature, and that's set up through the email. That's a requirement. So the interpreter has the option to send the sign mail and make sure that that deaf person receives it. But it has to be set up through the setting options, and you must go through that, give it a confirmation. Email is required, or you can get it through AOL or AIM. It just doesn't matter. The interpreter will be able to see there's an option that the deaf person's already set up the sign mail option, and then they can offer it to the hearing person and then give them the message. They webcam the message, and then they send it out through the 3 different locations. I prefer to set it up with one option because it's the same message going to 3 different places. I prefer just to use one mode of receiving my messages. Like here at work, if I'm out traveling with clients and here at the Kern Assistive Technology Center, and if someone calls me here while I'm out in the field, I get the text, or excuse me, I get the notification through my pager, and then I'm able to view the message there. But if I'm able to respond, you're going to have to wait for that when we discuss mobile devices. So, did that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thanks, Tarun.
Okay, great, great. VRS and VRI. I'll just discuss the difference between the two and what VRI means. VRS uses a phone conversation between the deaf and the hearing person when they're in separate locations, physical locations. Like the interpreter that I'm using today. And you guys are in Sacramento. And I mean, there's so many different cities in California. I'm here in Bakersfield. That's really not the description of VRI, but I'll go ahead and explain that to you here. VRS means you're in different locations, and VRI means you're in the same room. VRS is when you're in different locations. You can call anyone, any place. And VRI is when you're in the same room, same location, like the setup that we have here. For like example, with the VRS, I can't call you when we're in the same room. That is not permitted. Because the FCC, the Federal Communications, doesn't accept how they funding. It gets really sticky there with taking advantage of the services because they actually have to pay for those calls. But I'll explain that too. But VRI, for example, if agency wants an interpreter and they don't have to call, and maybe there's a shortage of interpreters in the area, and my belief here about Bakersfield, I do not think there's enough of interpreters. It's just a shortage. So the Kern County I'm still doing some research there. The deaf community there, I've asked them how many deaf they have in the area, and they said it's about 4,000. 4,000 deaf people. Can you just imagine distributing 4,000 video phones to that community? So there's really not enough field interpreters. So the agency would have to pay, and they have to set up a contractual agreement, hourly rate, and they have to register through VRI. Video Relays has that, and SNAP has that. Clemson does not have VRI. You must be specialized. VBRS has that option. And they have VRI built in, but not Sorensen. With Sorensen, if you had like emergency situation, police had to come out of fire or something, then you can use VRI, and that comes out of Sorensen's pocket. They'll have to pay for that. But like for a meeting, a staff meeting, you can use VRI. The Video Relay Service, they have their own charges and their own rates. What that entails, I'm not sure. I've checked the website, and I think I need to go ahead and do some more research with that. There's no cancellation fees, no traveling costs or mileage. If an emergency or something, the staff meeting was canceled, there wouldn't be a charge. And you know, the 24 hours less notice. If it's an actual live interpreter coming, there would be a fee with that, and if it was canceled. But with VRI, there is no cancellation fee. And it is 24/7 as well. 365 days of the year, holidays included, Christmas, Thanksgiving, they're all included. Kaiser has a video phone, and they have a VRI services provided there. You know, it's kind of funny. One of my friends called me yesterday and said, "Oh, I had to wait for an interpreter for a long time, and I couldn't get an answer from anybody." And I told them, you know what? Here in Bakersfield, it's a sort of an interpreter. Why don't you just use VRI? And he said that he was in San Quentin, and they didn't have VRI equipment there. So Bakersfield, they're a little behind. They should catch up and know about the deaf community, but you know, it is understandable. I mean, they're just texting or getting in contact with their local interpreters that they already know. And you know, my friend waited there 4 hours for nothing. You know, and I wish that everyone knew this technology in America. And everyone should know, but it's just not the case. Are there any questions on VRS and VRI services?
Okay, I'm just curious how you might use VRS for this. If there's like a hearing impaired person and he's out in the parking lot and he's in like a mobile vehicle and he's trying to make deliveries and he wants to be able to talk to the boss inside of the building about the delivery he's making. How might you use the video phone in that situation?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question? Are you speaking specifically of mobile VRS through cellular, like through your cell phone? A little later on in the presentation about the mobile. So I'll answer that question later when we get to that part. Right now we're still speaking about the video phone equipment and its capabilities, but I'll make sure I answer that question for you a little later on in the presentation. Shannon's questions about the mobile device. And it's kind of good timing since it was up next up on my slide, so I guess it's a good segue. It says Video Relay Service offers deaf and hard of hearing the use of mobile apps and through smartphones or smartphone devices device that's really feasible and can fit in your pocket. It has face-to-face picturing. And point-to-point means mobile to mobile or mobile to video phone. I mean, and it doesn't matter which provider you use. Sorensen, it doesn't matter the equipment, it will connect directly. The mobile device requires that you have 3G, 4G, or Wi-Fi internet services. And the mobile devices that you have to have, I have the HTC EVO. And you can also use this with the iPhone and the iPad, iPad 2, and the Samsung. Oh, there's various devices that are compatible with it. But the company makes the apps and puts them out so any client or customer can have access to. I have 2 apps. I have Sorensen and the VRS that I've downloaded so I can make mobile device calls. So if something would happen, you know, in the parking lot or car would break down, I can call VRS and communicate through my mobile device. And it's the same as in any other service, 24/7. But the video phone, that's not mobile. That has to stay where it is. So it's pretty cool to have this device. But you know, it just depends on the area that you're in. Here, if you have 3D, it typically is a pixel screen and it's not good. But if you have Wi-Fi connection, that's not a problem. And yesterday, when my son called me, he called me on my mobile device, and you know, he was telling me how he couldn't find an interpreter and he had to wait 4 hours and he needed my help. I was able to actually, you know, try to find an interpreter for him. And we were communicating or having that conversation through the mobile device. And you know, I love helping people. But hearing people use Tango to communicate the device, and hearing people, they want VRS mobile, the apps, but they wouldn't be able to download them because they're hearing. That's the only app for deaf and hard of hearing customers. If hearing want to call to a deaf person locally, they can call, and I have a flasher on my device, my mobile device, that I'll be able to see that it's ringing, and then I can pick up and answer the phone call. The apps are free. You have to go underneath the market to search for the different apps that you can download. Once you download it, you have to have a phone number and a password. So you have to get in contact with the VRS provider, like Sorensen or whoever you're going through, and let them know that you're trying to download it, and they want to assure that you are a deaf customer. And before they give you that password, they'll ask you some questions, and they'll give you a local number to where you can put in the application and you're able to pull it up. My video phone contact list is pretty extensive, and I can actually transfer my contact list from my VP to my mobile device. So I don't have any problems keeping the phone numbers. You know, like if I'm in the airport and I need to talk to somebody, I can have a conversation right there. I mean, it's safe, it's convenient. You know, I wish I could have a conversation while on flight, but of course they tell you to turn off all mobile devices. The 911 features is also included in the mobile devices. You can tell them the emergency address, of where you're located. It has the appointment schedule on the calendar. It'll vibrate if you have something on your calendar to notify you of your appointment. It's light duty, or excuse me, the options is light or heavy for the flasher. And the sign mail through the mobile device. You remember I had discussed mobile sign mail with the video phone and it being able to get sent to my laptop or my mobile device, or I really prefer to have the mobile, send my messages through my mobile device so I can get them at all times. I really don't like to get them through the computer or my laptop. It has Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL. That's just your personal settings and preferences where you can check your email and desk to desk can communicate through the mobile devices as well. If you're in the same town or at the mechanic and you're waiting for your tires to get rotated or be fixed and you have an hour wait for to sit there and do nothing, you can actually call a friend and have a conversation while you're waiting for your car to be fixed. You know, catch up. You know, hi, how are you doing? I'm here, stuff at the automotive place, waiting for my tires to get fixed. You know, it's the same concept as hearing people, when they have to wait for their cars to get fixed as well. Okay, are there any more questions about the mobile device? Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tarun, this is Rosemary. Looks like there's no questions. You can go ahead and move forward to the next slide. Thanks. Tarun, are you there? I'm not getting any answer. Hopefully we didn't lose you. Oh, okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Tarun?
Okay.
Okay,
So go ahead and continue. Can you hear me?
Okay, it sounds like the interpreter is going in and out.
let's go ahead and switch.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? This is the interpreter. Can you
yes,
hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, now that they have actual interpreters that they can see on mobile devices, and if if their car happens to break down, or they've got that mobile device, they can make that call, get in touch with an interpreter, and make the call. So if their keys aren't working, or the interpreter can call AAA for them and explain the situation, and they would ask their name, and they'd get all the information that they need, and the deaf client can actually fill in all that information, let them know it'll take 30 to 45 minutes for someone to come out and get their car fixed and up and running again. So if it's something just as simple as a battery or something. But with the technology now, it's with that mobile device, it's there with them at all times, and it's just a great the border for like like on Niagara Falls. Last year, I went over to Canada, and I got close, and I had some best friends, and I said, "Can you guys come on over?" And I said, "Hey, I've got a mobile. You've got a mobile. That's great." And we called each other, and we were talking to each other. And my friend had forgotten his passport. So I had brought mine, luckily, and I was able to access to go into Canada, and he was stuck on the U.S. side because it's required to have your passport. But we could still talk back and forth, and it was quite fun being able to talk to him, talking about the Niagara Falls, and showed him pictures, and he really enjoyed that. So that was really a nice feature. There's deaf people get together at coffee shops here at Bakersfield and Southern California. We have coffee shop socials once a month. Here it's in Southern California, Los Angeles. I believe they may have it twice a month. But we get together, we talk about, we have our mobile devices, and we wait for other friends to show up, and it's just a very easy way to communicate smoothly for everybody. Without the mobile devices, we only have the video phones, and it was, if we showed up and we had to call somebody else, we had to use either text messaging. People would rather choose video conversations. It's just more easy to communicate that way. If, for example, I wanted to order a pizza, I wanted to have a picnic at the park, and we're out playing, and all of a sudden we decide, well, we're kind of hungry and we want something to eat. I can just pick up my mobile device, place an order for a pizza, and have it delivered on over. It's very simple. There's no barriers. I don't have to depend on a hearing person. Hey, do you mind making this phone call for me anymore? It's easier. It's more of an independent. I definitely can live as independent. So it's very, very important, and it's very worthwhile to have a mobile device. Okay. Now that we've talked about the mobile device, deaf people, some people maybe they can't afford, to have that mobile device or that laptop or the desktop. They can download some of their information to their desktop if they can't afford the mobile device. Some people who are deaf or hard of hearing, and like again, hearing people are not allowed to download that information. Like the designs are for the laptop. I can check out one laptop, and once I connect, I can give my speech. If I'm at a coffee shop and I pull up my laptop and someone calls me, I can answer that while I'm working on my computer. It's very simple that way. I'm trying to see the picture of the laptop. You can see how that's set up like that on the laptop. And on the PC is also acceptable. Mac is unique. Sorensen does not have a Mac, but Z does. Purple also has that for the Mac computers. People love PCs. Sorensen has not quite got into the field of Mac. I don't know if they will in the future, if that's what they're working on. I don't know. I can make a call. I can receive a call on my laptop. If I'm working at the university, working on some paper, having coffee, and someone calls me, I can answer and say, "Hi, what's up?" And what do you need? You want to meet me? Okay, that's fine. We can meet. Come on over, and then I can just log off and just go right back to work. So I have my laptop with me, and it's got a flasher on there as well. Also VCO, voice carryover for the mobile device. I can see a person signing and I can speak on my behalf. That's also available. 911 also available. All on the video phones, the mobile devices, laptops, it is required to have the 911 feature. Okay. Traveling, I'll let you know. I'm planning on going over to India and also into China this coming December. So I'll be bringing my laptop. Got to carry my laptop with me. And if I want to call, I have to contact Sorensen because of the 911 issue. So I call them, and I have to let them know that I'll be traveling over to India, and I will let them know, and then I can use and make my calls while I'm over there. It'll be a nice holiday there with that technology. The mobile to laptop, you can do that. You can place a call from a video phone, VRS, or any equipment. You can call mobile to a laptop and it will work. It's very nice. All are compatible with each other. There's no blocking or barriers on any of that equipment. There are no barriers. Back in, we used to have the barriers, but now it's open communication. Everybody can communicate with it. It's accessible to everybody the same. Okay. Any questions related to the laptop and mobile device? Okay. We'll go ahead and continue to the next slide. Okay. When they're, like if you have people who don't know about deaf people and you want to add them, you can see that there. If there's an activity table, a deaf, national deaf, or a deaf festival, a deaf expo, there's a World Deaf Expo, National World Deaf Expo. There are a lot of get-togethers, information. You can go video. They always want to show the new product. So they go there and they provide the information about the latest product and pass that out there at expos. What may be coming out, and over at expos is where you'll find that information. This month is a Deaf Festival at Van Nuys. That's in Southern California, LA County. So I'm going to go there September 24th. I'll head over and take a look and see what maybe new products will be coming out. Los Angeles will be there. They'll be out looking around just to get an idea of information that's upcoming. Also, hearing people can mingle and meet deaf people and learn, ASL. Deaf people, they don't get angry. They're welcoming and inviting to make new friends. They have theater. They can meet old friends. They have different booths available. Some people come from far away to go to these events that happen just annually. Once, Deaf National happens in various places in the United States. Here, I believe there are two. There's a northern and a southern. I believe October is going to be near San Francisco, Pleasanton, fairly close to San Francisco. That's going to be in October, I believe. And the Southern California is going to be in April, I think, right around April. And the World Expo, Deaf National Expo, is July 12th. And that's world. A lot of people come from all over. You have India, China, Japan, different countries come together, and there's a lot. I think the first year was last year. Yeah, that's right. It was last year. Everybody came together. There was about 25,000 deaf people That's a lot. People voted, and it was such a success that they want to go have a World Expo again. So they voted, and so for 2012, it's gonna be in Las Vegas. It was really hot, but that's where it's gonna be. So lots of area to chat. There's a lot of air-conditioned buildings, you know. Great, Rosemary. Wonderful. You're going to go to Van Nuys. Oh, I hope I'll see you there next week. Great. Okay. All right. What is the benefit of assistive technology? Hard of hearing and deaf people. Why would that be a benefit? For teleconference calls, face-to-face, on the video, you know, with all the different, being able to see the communication. Learning more about communication services for the deaf project Endeavor. Have you all heard of, has anyone heard of the Project Endeavor? Okay, all right, the Project Endeavor. Why specifically that? The communication services for the deaf. There are several people who just simply can't afford a laptop or a mobile device. The video phones are passed out for free, and they've done research, and they've talked, and they have gone back and forth with the government agencies, and there are several who can't afford, and it's so important for them to be able to communicate. So I would say it took a few years, and they finally passed, and there was a grant given. The grant was $14.5 million was given to CSD, Project Endeavor. They can, those that qualify, deaf or hard of hearing, you know, I already applied, and I applied for an iPad too. I sent that, I believe it was 2 weeks ago when I applied to see if I could get iPad 2. And they asked why I need it, and I told them for communication. I want to be able to travel and be able to keep in touch. And they're like, okay. So they look at your income, low income, moderate income. You can still apply. So you fill out the application, www, see the website there, www.projectendeavor.com. And the iPad is really like $600. I have to pay $300, and they pay $300. So the $300 plus the fees and the shipping charges I had to pay. So I would say $350 is about what I paid, and the government paid the other $300 for it can be for a laptop, a mobile device, a tablet. You can choose. You can look at the website and fill out that information. Please tell everyone that you know that's deaf, your clients and everybody. Let them know to use that. It includes a video. That includes a video phone to make calls. Say which one you want to do, which one you'd like to choose from. If it's a husband and wife, if the wife is hearing and the husband is deaf, you can only get one application. The hearing spouse would not qualify. We could do two because my wife is hard of hearing, so we each picked one. Okay, let's see. The FCC, Federal Communications Commission, talks about the video phone, and it follows VRS providers. They have to follow the FCC. They watch over They sign with contracts every 2-3 years. They review the contracts with VRS, and they wonder how the VRS is free. It's the FCC who provides the money used to pay for the calls. For new projects, they're the ones that provide the funding for that. The FCC.gov is, you can search there. You can search VRS, and it'll have several topics there for you to read about. Monthly newsletters. What upcoming events? It'll tell you events that are coming up. ZVRS has that. Purple has that. There's 3: Purple, Sorensen, and ZVRS. They always have what's going to happen. And they talk about the new project endeavor. I saw that and I'm like, oh great! I went over and read about it, and I called and applied, and then so all the new announcements are always passed out on the monthly newsletters. So, and there are no charge to hearing people. Can join and get in on the messenger, the newsletter. You all can join that if you want to as well. Okay. To learn more about VRS, ZVRS, there's a lot of websites there. You see that they're listed just right there. If you're curious, feel free to click on any of those. Also at Kern, attcenter.org is there too, so you can check around on that. There's more information there. And I think that's it. Everyone, thank you. Any more questions in regards to VRS and about DEF or anything else? The floor is open. You're welcome to ask questions, please. I'd be happy to help answer all the questions.